Today we are going to talk about the pros and the cons of living in Asheville, North Carolina. Now, Asheville, North Carolina is a place everybody wants to be because it is a natural, beautiful spot. But there are some cons that I want to make you aware of as well. Some you might already know, but I want to talk to you about those today so that you have a good idea of what it's going to look like to live and stay in Asheville, North Carolina. If you don't know me, my name's Dylan Slattery. I actually grew up here in Asheville. I moved here back in 2003. I went to college at Western Carolina University. So I have a lot of experience in this area. And even though a lot of things have changed, a lot have stayed the same, which is one of the things I love about Asheville. Now, if you're here for the first time, go ahead, like, subscribe, follow along here, because we're going to be talking about everything Asheville and the surrounding areas, whether that's market updates, or just information about what's going on. We're gonna cover it all. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and if you'd like, there's more information in the descriptions on how you can get in touch with us and talk a little bit more about maybe moving to Asheville yourself. So what we're gonna start off with today is talking about a lot of these pros. So we're gonna jump in with the good stuff first, and then we're gonna move on through, talk about some of those cons, how that might affect you. Stay tuned because I'm gonna tell you how to avoid some of those cons as well and the bright sides, right? Everything has a silver lining. So obviously one of the biggest pros for this area is why a lot of people move here, right? Is that beautiful natural access to the woods, the environment, the mountains, the scenery, fresh air, everything around you. People move here and it's actually known as a lifestyle city because people want that active, healthy lifestyle. And that's one of the things that you get here. Not only do you have a really walkable downtown, you have all of the mountains around you, streams, rivers, creeks, lakes. We have everything around you for you to enjoy nature, whether you're hiking, walking, mountain biking, or just sitting on a porch enjoying the sunset while you listen to the crickets chirp. We have a little bit of everything. Now, in addition to just having the beautiful nature aspects of Asheville and being up here in the Appalachians, you can get out there in different ways. Like I had mentioned, you can go hiking, you can go backpacking, you can go camping, mountain biking if you want, or you can take a ride down the Blue Ridge Parkway and enjoy all of it from the air conditioning and heat of your car. And just kind of pull off into some of those overlooks, take some amazing pictures, and do what feels right for you. Speaking of doing what feels right for you, Asheville is also known for having 4 distinct seasons, which is great because we are still technically in the South, but they're mild seasons. One thing that I love about Asheville is it doesn't really get very humid. The summers don't get too hot. You can actually wear a hoodie in the morning if you want to. You'll be swimming in the pool by the afternoon. But in winter, we have really mild winter. It never really gets too cold, but we do still get snow. Nice thing here, whenever it snows, it's usually gone in about 24 hours. You can get out there and play in it, but you don't have to worry too much about the cleanup. If you are an outdoor enthusiast, however, that loves snowboarding, skiing, maybe tubing, you can go and hit many of the mountains around here. We have mountains all the way in Boone, Maggie Valley, up near Mars Hill. We have mountains everywhere for you to go and enjoy, do tubing, skiing, snowboarding, whatever floats your boat. Get out there, enjoy it. I'm a snowboarder myself, so I spend a lot of time at Sugar. I actually also spend a lot of time over at Cataloochee and Maggie Valley, just because I went to school at Western, like I said before, so I used to have a season pass out there. I lived on those slopes throughout the winter. They get a lot of natural powder out there as well during the winter season. So it is still the East Coast. You are still gonna run into some ice, but you can get out there and enjoy what you're here for. One thing you're probably wondering about when you're moving to a new area is what are the people like? Who am I gonna be dealing with on a day-to-day basis? And that's something I love about Asheville is there's a strong community and it's very community oriented. Now, when I say that, Asheville is still a city, but there is less than 100,000 people in population here, which means you get to know your neighbor. You get to actually have relationships with people that you see around, and everyone is, for the most part, really friendly. Obviously, everywhere you go, you're gonna have those oddballs. You're gonna have people that are grumpy, but most of the people you see walking around downtown are gonna have a smile on their face and have no problem saying hi and giving directions. Right? I heard a thing, people out west, and when I'm saying out west, I'm talking in the country. People out west are kind, but they're not nice. People out east aren't kind, but they are nice. Here in Asheville, we have a good mix of both, right? Most people are kind and they are nice. They have no problem pulling over, making sure that everything is good if you are on the side of the road, seeing if you need a hand, giving you a push if you need it, or just, helping where they can. Especially after Helene, Asheville saw a huge community support. It was really inspiring to see how everyone kind of came together and was just helping wherever they could. Asheville really held on to that community-oriented aspect And to be honest with you, we never really lost it. Now, being in the mountains, there is a lot to do out here as well. You don't just have to be outdoorsy to be in Asheville, okay? We have a lot of shops, restaurants, cafes all around downtown. We have the beautiful Biltmore Estate, which people love to go to. We have music venues out here, not too far from Asheville, driving over to Cherokee. We have the casino out there. And then you're also only about 2 hours away from Charlotte if you want that bigger city experience, but don't really want to stay there because understandable. Who would want to leave the mountains to go live out there, right? There's a lot of access to nature here as well, whether that is going out to the botanical gardens or Mount Mitchell, which you can drive up to. Like I had mentioned before, driving around the Blue Ridge Parkway and enjoying all of that is why we are here. There's plenty of overlooks within the Blue Ridge Parkway, and most locals have their own specific overlook that they love more than any other. For me, I've got mine just up past Brevard Road. It's a great place to just kind of enjoy. If the outdoors aren't your scene though, there is the Biltmore Estate, like I had mentioned earlier. You can spend a bunch of time there because there is so much to do on the Biltmore Estate grounds. It's not just a house, there's also a vineyard out there, there's shops, there's hotels, there is everything. You can even go horseback riding. If you're interested in horseback riding, you can ride up to Hickory Nut Gap Farms, do some horseback riding up there as well, enjoy some live music, and just kind of vibe. Another pro about Asheville is all of the live music. Pretty much everywhere you go, there is going to be some form of live music, whether it's street performers or at all of the breweries pretty much have live music throughout the weekends. And there are plenty of breweries around Asheville. We enjoy two things out here, right? So one thing that the Blue Ridge Mountains had was bluegrass and moonshine, all right? So we held on to that. We still have music all over the place, and we traded from moonshine to breweries. Although, if you know somebody, you can always find some moonshine. But within all of those breweries, we hold on to that music. We have live music all over the place. We have concert venues, both indoor and outdoor. It's a great place to be if you're a music fan, if you're a food fan, and if you like a good brew every now and then. Now let's move on to some of these cons. One of the cons that you're gonna find about Asheville, and the one that you're probably gonna hear most, especially if you're looking at moving here, is the cost of living in Asheville. Property prices are not the lowest in the area as far as North Carolina goes in general. Average price for a home here, you're looking at about $535,000 for a property. That's not to say there are lower properties. There are plenty of properties that are easy to get into, lower cost, but there are also a lot of expensive properties out here. And because of that, it boosts that median property value way up. So if you're wanting to move to Asheville, don't let that freak you out. There are plenty of properties that are well priced, and it's in the surrounding area. You don't have to be right into Asheville proper. A lot of the smaller towns around here have a great vibe, and they're only about 15 minutes from downtown. So do not count that out. If it's something that you're interested in, we can find something that works for you. Now, in addition to high housing costs, wages are also a little lower out here. And the reason for that is because there is a lot of tourism in the area. Like I had mentioned, downtown has a lot of shops. They have a lot of cafes, restaurants, all of that. So it's a lot of hospitality, tourism, and service-oriented positions, which means there is typically a little bit of a lower wage. There are plenty of jobs out here that you can find. You can start your own business, but also remote work is a huge thing here. Because you can remote work from anywhere, you can come out into the mountains, enjoy the lifestyle, work remote, and make the money that you're looking for. You can also live outside of that Asheville area in those smaller towns and commute in if that is something that works for you. Now, speaking of tourism, that is also one of the cons, surprisingly enough, right? So while Asheville does rely on tourism for a lot of our positions, our jobs, businesses out here, tourism can become an issue, especially around fall. And the reason for that is the crowds. People love to come out here to gawk at our leaves, be up in the mountains. It is the place to be. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So I totally understand people wanting to come in. But we call those people leafers when they show up, because they'll be driving down the Blue Ridge Parkway doing about 20 miles an hour when you're trying to get somewhere, and they drive you crazy because you can't pass them. So there is an issue with tourism a little bit, but at the same time, that is what sustains this beautiful city. So you got to be able to take that and deal with it. Give these people a taste of the South, show them some love, and welcome them with open arms, because there is a reason that Asheville is still out here thriving, and it is because people want to be here. Same reason you want to move here. The next con for you is kind of a two-in-one. So first part of that is that we don't have a lot of public transportation, all right? We do have buses and everything, but With the smaller city, it's not like we're gonna have a light rail like in Charlotte and a huge bus system. So we don't have a lot of public transportation. You're gonna need a car, maybe a bike. You can get a moped if you want, but you need something to kind of travel around because there are some distances to go between areas. This isn't really a compact city. Most people don't live downtown, although you definitely can, and it's a fun place to be. You're gonna need some kind of mode of transportation. Now, the second part of that is the infrastructure. More buildings are going up around here. People are wanting to move to Asheville, more apartment complexes, neighborhoods, suburbs, subdivisions, everything is kind of coming out here, but the roads aren't expanding at that equal rate, which means they are running into more traffic than what we used to have back in the day. Now, don't get me wrong, all of this stuff popping up is fantastic, especially for younger people, because when I was a kid here, there was not very much to do. I used to ride my bike down about 5 miles to go to the one movie theater we had down in my part of town, the Carolina Cinemas. And there wasn't really sidewalks or any of that to kind of get there. So I totally understand, but there's a lot more to do now. And all you need to do is get some mode of transportation. You'll be in a good place, but be prepared for some of that traffic. It's not gonna be nearly as bad as most of these big cities, but you will run into some issues, especially on some of these side roads. Now, one of the final cons I'm gonna share with you, I don't personally see as a con, you might not either, it is the wildlife. And the reason I say that is because there is wildlife everywhere. We are in the mountains, okay? So there's woods, there's wildlife coming through. And when I'm saying that, I'm not talking about raccoons and possums, although we do have those as well. I'm talking turkey, I am talking bear, deer. We have animals that come through your property and just out in the wild, all right? We have bear that walk downtown. So it does happen. Depending on where you're at, if you're further west, like towards Cherokee, you're gonna have elk as well. And for me, that's part of the beauty of this area, is because you can be in a city environment and still be a part of nature. And that is really kind of beautiful for me. That is why I love these mountains so much, is because no matter where you are connected, not only to your neighbor, but to the land. And I think that is fantastic. Now, if you are looking to move to Asheville or you are interested in learning a little bit more, definitely, like I said before, like and subscribe at the bottom here. I would love to talk to you, whether you're thinking about moving in 2 months or 2 years. There's no better time than start learning today. So let's get in touch, talk a little further, and see how we can get you living in Asheville, North Carolina.